Hey, good morning, folks. Welcome to our channel. Steve here from Vintage Tractors and Rural Farm and Homestead, and I had a fella ask some questions yesterday about some things, so I'm going to show him a few things he's interested in. It's -2 out here this morning, here in Northwest Ohio, and it's not quite as bad because there's no wind today. Yesterday it was 15, 20 mile an hour wind. I got to kind of block the camera. There we go. Let me get this door open, folks. And I had planned on doing some coyote trapping videos. We got hit by Maines pretty good, and I've noticed in the snow that there's no coyotes and fox tracks over about 500 acres. So I think that we got some of them, actually a bunch of them killed off by Maines. Hang on, I got to set the phone down a minute. Okay, guys, but this young man had some good questions and some good comments. For you, BBL or BLL, I forget. When I was heating traps, I used to heat traps. When I did, I used a weed burner torch and 100-gallon propane tank. But I don't heat traps anymore. I don't like the tempering of the springs and so on. These, he asked about some traps I got. Well, I got all kinds of traps, buddy. I got number 3s. These are, I was a Victor trap man most of my life. And then after they started improving the traps made in Mississippi, the Dukes, yeah. And price differences and the similarity. These are just about like a number 3 Victor. The jaws are kind of almost like a malleable. They're not malleable, but where I'm rubbing with my thumb there, see the jaw surface is widened. And so with our laws in Ohio, it makes them legal here with a couple other things. But since you're a trap aficionado, buddy, see, these are already dyed. I bought these off a guy on Trapper Man a few years ago. They weren't what I wanted. I actually thought they were, and I tried to cancel, but he wouldn't cancel. So anyhow, I ended up with 1 3/4 Northwoods that I didn't want. I actually wanted the 2 Northwoods. Anyhow, this is a Sterling. This is a Sterling MJ600, and it was dyed and waxed from Glenn, from the factory, from Glenn, whoever. And it came that way. This wire levered 4-coil spring trap, they're really heavy. I worked with Glenn for the state of South Dakota, and Glenn was a big advocate of those. A lot of guys are. Personally, I don't use them. Not here. I mean, I love a number 2 Montgomery round jaw, and I bought some. They stole, I was in Southeast Asia 11 years, and they stole, at that time, $4,000 worth of traps. Nowadays, they'd be $8,000 worth of traps. They stole almost everything I owned here. Anyhow, I bought these number 2 Montgomerys. I really wanted offset jaws, but I was lucky to get those. And from a fur buyer, a guy on Trapper Man told me about it, and honestly, they're not near as good as the guy claimed they were. Not at all. Anyhow, I've got them, and that's that. So anyhow, we're going to move on here. These are some of our other tractors. This is an Alice Chalmers C with a 5-foot mower deck. My son mows. He's 11. He's got a little mowing business. This is a 1941 Farmall, purrs like a kitten, again with a 5-foot mower deck. Now we have 2 other mowing tractors with 6-foot mowing decks. Kitty, stop now. Anyhow, this is a built WD-45 for tractor pulls, and it's a powerful machine. Anyhow, All right, we're going to move on out of here. Sal's got toys in here, see? He's got robots. Sal builds solar robots and been building those since he was 5. But this is just the beginning of our traps, guys. I mean, I got a lot more. That's Sal's long spring. He got that at the Trappers Convention at Lima. He was the fastest setting in that guy's contest. And he said he did it exactly right. He's had some coaching. And I said, not so much, really. He just has watched me do things. I've never pushed Sal to be a hunter or a trapper. I mean, I try to lead him to it, but he's a genius. He's literally a genius. His mind works differently than a lot of ours. He can do things I can't do. And of course I can do things he can't do because his mind is wired differently. So anyhow, another Alice Chalmers orange. Anyhow, that's our International 140 with a 6-foot mower deck. That's a great tractor. Sal has another one of these Alice Chalmers C's with a 6-foot deck over here in this garage. See, well, I have to go this way. Anyhow, this is not what there's Sal's first tractor, his Alice Chalmers C, and we got heat lights in here for the kitties to get under and everything else. This could be a long video, but I hope you watch it. I think one guy at least will watch it. Anyhow, I'm going to tell you some of this history. Some of you guys have been interested. I'm buying a bulldozer. I'm buying an Alice Chalmers bulldozer. And as much as I hate to, this old house is more than 100 years old. And it originally had 3 rooms in it, I'm told. Well, 35 years ago, I blocked it up where it's sagging. I blocked it up and I put a whole new roof on it. On this side, it was a shake roof. Anyhow, again, over the years, it's dropped. The groundhogs have been in it and torn it up and dug in it. It was that way when I bought this property. The groundhogs had got under this. It had a wooden floor. And the coon were living upstairs in it. But looky here. Wow, I can still show you this. I didn't know it was still that way. Look at these. These rafters up here, look at the bark. See, those were made from trees. And they still got the bark on them after 100 and something years. So, because it was historical, I didn't have the heart to tear it down. So I just left it. And now it's to the point, see it's separated? It's going to fall. See that wall has totally separated? This was a board and batten building. And it had drywall, on the ceiling and everything and that was an attic. Anyhow, I'm gonna knock this down. But there's all this good lumber still. And that's native lumber. That's true 2x6s and things of that sort. And that's hard, really hard. But I'll save all this lumber and I'll clear this spot right here. See, that's 20 by 30. I didn't have room to make it bigger at that time. I'm gonna knock this down and push it down over the hill here just to get it out of the way. And then I'll have another, 60 feet. Well, it's 20 feet between them buildings and this is 20. Yeah, I'll have about another 60 feet for tractor buildings, tractor sheds, or to build onto this barn here. And of course, as I told you in other ones, I planned on putting a roof over from about right here, starting right here, over to the back of this garage, making it another shed, not totally enclosed building, but one I could keep tractors under. I've got to enclose one really well so that I can have concrete poured and work on tractors. This young man also noticed in this one video, and he commented to me about it. As I said, I got a lot more traps than that BBL or BLL. Anyhow, I got a lot more traps than what I showed you, but since you showed an interest in the traps, I thought I'd tell you. Last I knew, and I built most of these colony traps You called them swim-through traps, colony traps. Anyhow, most of them I built. And I had chicken cages, which were, you know, for layer chickens. I tore those apart and I built those about 30 years ago. And they stole, those are the only ones of my traps they didn't steal. They stole 10 of Billy Williams' cage traps. They stole about 10 tomahawk squirrel traps, brand new. They stole a bunch of traps I had brought back from Southeast Asia with me. Of course, made in China, but you see them being sold all over in the U.S. And so anyhow, as much as I hate to do it, and my insurance company wouldn't insure a lot of stuff around here because of these old buildings, but I'm gonna take that down with this bulldozer, and I'm gonna push it on down over the hill a little ways, or darn close to it, you know, maybe up against the fence there, so that I'll have a pretty flat spot. And then I'll take that dozer and I'll grade it even more. And I'm going to bring that, see, that was a chicken house. And for years I had wild turkeys in it, and I had chickens, and I had ducks and geese and so on. And the ducks got on the river and left, and the mink got in there. That old building had gotten loose, and you couldn't keep mink out of it. They'd get in there and kill the chickens and stuff. So anyhow, that building clear down there in the corner. Just a second. My hands, I take the gloves off. My hands are really cold. That building down in the corner, I'm going to raise up with the arms on a tractor and put logs under it to roll it. And I'm going to move that building up here, up to the higher ground and closer up. And that'll hold a tractor. I may convert it over, put a big single wide door on it so I can pull tractors in it. But anyhow, guys, this is a morning start here at 2 below zero. Old man Steve's gonna go inside for a bit and warm back up. We hope you have a great day and hope you have warm temperatures. So long, and come on back, guys. We appreciate you.